Arsenal 4, Wigan 0. And that is pretty much what I wanted from Arsenal, to be completely honest. We could have even got more of that game. It was lucky. They're lucky to have only conceded 4 goals. It could have been way more. And that was a very solid, very professional performance from all the Arsenal players. And as I said, I expected it. I expected that kind of performance, that kind of ruthlessness, put them to the sword, deal with them. Then when you're 4-5 up, you can sit back a little bit, pass the ball around, have a little bit of fun, knowing full well that you're going to go through to the next round, the 5th round of the FA Cup. And it'll be interesting to see who we get. I'm not sure when the next cup draw is going to be. I'm going to look that up now. FA Cup draw. But we still have, actually, a few other games to have. We still have Macclesfield and Brentford, and we got Port Vale and Bristol. And Macclesfield, correct me if I'm wrong, but they're the ones who beat Palace, if I'm not mistaken. It'd be interesting to see how they do against Brentford. It'd be funny if they managed to beat Brentford, especially after what Brentford did to us. But no hard feelings. I understand it fully. Brentford's a hard team to beat, and we just didn't come prepared for them, and that's entirely on us. But in this case, Arsenal-Wigan, there isn't too much that really got me by surprise. There were a few things, however, and there's a few things that we need to focus on, and one of those things is Eberechi Eze. And I am surprised that there's so few people actually talking about this, at least from what I've seen across social media. But Eberechi Eze getting those 2 assists, and they are beautiful through balls, by the way. I expect that from him. I expect him to do those kind of things in the Premier League. And I understand, it's only Wigan. No disrespect to Wigan, of course. But I understand that we're expected to do those kind of things against Wigan. But where it really matters is in the Premier League. And if you can do those things in the Premier League, you are class. And that is what we signed Eze for, to do those kind of things. And even if it's only Wigan, that is still a confidence booster to at least attempt more through balls. And hopefully, who knows, maybe Victor Gyökeres could get a bit more support from Eze. But as for sorry. As for other things as well, Christian Norgard, that was a man of the match performance. I'm actually struggling right now to think of man of the match. There's 2 people who come to mind, and I've already named both of them. And whilst everyone had a great game, these 2 absolutely stood out. Norgard, you put him in a 1-on-2 situation, and he's calm and composed. And how many times does he have to have that kind of performance until you give him a chance, a proper chance in the Premier League? I want to see more Christian Norgard, if I'm honest. Give Zubimendi a break. I'm not saying Zubimendi's a bad player, but I'm saying that Zubimendi could really earn a good break from Christian Norgard, and it wouldn't feel like we've lost too much defensively. But there's even more to this. We also have to talk about Calafiori as well, who got injured, or supposedly got injured, during the warm-up, and it's happened again. Why does this keep happening to us just before a game kicks off? Someone gets injured and we have to change it. But Saka did come in. Lewis Skelly had to play in the left-back position again, which is really unfortunate. I really wanted to see Lewis Skelly play in the midfield, where his natural position is. But as things stand, he still can't do that. That guy cannot play in his natural position. End of discussion, apparently. And if it's not Arteta making the decision, it's fate. But when Saka came in, I thought Saka at first was going to play on the right wing position until I remembered Madueke was there. And then we had to see Saka take that position in the midfield, and he looked different, if that makes any sense. It looks like when Saka plays in that midfield position, he looks a bit more dangerous to me. And again, I know it's only Wigan, but this is something I think that we could actually experiment with a little bit here. Saka in the midfield. Because I don't think Saka's been working out on the right wing. I don't think that's been working out whatsoever. He was great for a long while, but then he was getting doubled up on, and even though he's not getting doubled up on now, he can typically get in a one-on-one situation. He always does the exact same kind of thing in that position, and it feels predictable. It feels like everyone's kind of seeing what he's doing. But in the midfield, it was a completely different story. So I wonder if maybe Saka is better suited in the midfield. And of course, we do have to talk about own goals. And I have to say, that own goal that we scored, that has to be one of the best own goals that I've seen in a long while. I can't recall the last time I saw a better own goal. Actually, I don't know. The Wolves' own goal was pretty good as well. But still, own goals has really been saving our necks as of recently. And although I wouldn't say that that own goal saved our necks per se, it's still a bit odd that this keeps happening. And I'm wondering, what does this mean for us now? If we can score own goals against opposition, if we can make opposition score goals for us, I'm wondering how dangerous we can be if we decided to just stop playing around the box or playing around inside the box and just had a crack at shot, had a crack or a shot at goal. And I noticed we were doing that in the first half especially, and that's good because you could see how we were creating chances and how we were making set pieces and winning corners, and you know what we're like with corners. And it just kind of frustrates me a little bit because we don't do it enough in the Premier League. It's like we're kind of afraid to take that shot. But hopefully that is a sign to change, that things are changing now. We need to play with that kind of creative freedom. And more importantly, we need to take more shots. I don't care if it's outside the box, just have a crack. If it absolutely won't go in, I can understand. But if you've got the opportunity, just shoot. But our next game is going to be Wolverhampton away. Last time we played Wolverhampton, we struggled badly. We got saved by 2 own goals, and even then, the second that Wolverhampton showed any ounce of aggression, we conceded. And whilst I think we've improved since then, fingers crossed, I still think, and I still expect, that Wolverhampton will put in the dirtiest of low blocks. I fully expect that to happen. But we have to take it one game at a time. We have to go at them when we can, and we need to get the goals. A team like Wolverhampton, we should be putting them to bed. And I'm going to be very, very critical of that game because I have a funny feeling it's not going to be comfortable. Because it's Arsenal, we don't make things comfortable. But anyways, let me get into the player ratings and let me bring the teams up. And starting off in goal is going to be Kepa. Now, Kepa, he didn't have too much to really do, to be entirely honest. He made some good saves, don't get me wrong. But other than that, there wasn't much he really had to do. I'll give Kepa a solid 7. I think Kepa had a good game, overall. Ben White. I thought Ben White looks quite dangerous going forward. Him combining with Madueke looks like a very dangerous pairing, and something that a lot of defenders, or a lot of their defenders, sorry, were really kind of struggling with. Ben White, I'm giving a 7.5. William Saliba, didn't expect to see him today. I thought maybe we'd use this opportunity to kind of give him a break. I know he was sick last time, but maybe we wanted him a bit more match ready for the Wolverhampton game. But he came on, and William Saliba does what William Saliba does best. He defends, and he gives absolutely no ground. And that is what we love about William Saliba. But even when the opposition goes forward, he's calm and collected as per usual. William Saliba, 7.5. Christian Mosquera. Now, Christian Mosquera, he is a talent. how much did we pay for him again? It was like 13 mil or something like that. And yet we're getting performances like this consistently from Christian Mosquera for 13 mil. Robbery, I say. Absolute robbery. Christian Mosquera, 7.5. Miles Lewis-Skelly. I still notice that Miles Lewis-Skelly goes into the midfield quite a lot. And as I say, it's his natural position. I'm not going to be too harsh on it. But he did show an urge to go forward, and I can respect that quite deeply. Lewis-Skelly, 7.5. Christian Norgard. What a performance he had. As I said, it was a man of the match kind of performance. But I think Eze's just going to edge it for me. But overall, I can't complain anything about Christian Norgard. I think he made like one mistake that entire game. Christian Norgard, I'm giving it 8. Eberechi Eze, 2 big assists. And the Eberechi Eze that we've wanted for the longest while, we got. That is the Eberechi Eze that played for Palace. And that is the Eberechi Eze that we wanted. Eberechi Eze gets an 8, and he is my man of the match. Noni Madueke got a goal. I can't complain too much. Maybe he struggled a little bit to get forward in general. But when you play delicious balls like that through to Noni Madueke and watch him put it away first time, 0 complaints, 7.5. Bukayo Saka, as I said, in that position, I thought he played brilliantly. He only played for like half an hour, for the first half, sorry. But overall, 0 complaints. For the time that he played, 7.5. Gabriel Martinelli. This is the kind of Gabriel Martinelli performance that I enjoy seeing. I thought he got substituted off when Trossard came on, but that would have been Madueke. But anyways, Martinelli, 0 complaints. He got the goal, and it was a beautiful goal as well. And again, feeding the ball through the way that Eze does, that is what's going to feed him for those kind of opportunities. Gabriel Martinelli gets a 7.5. Gabriel Jesus, that was a beautiful chip from Gabriel Jesus. And we could talk about that for a long while. But I don't think anything more needs to be said about it. Gabriel Jesus, to have that kind of confidence to do that and actually pull it off, is going to be massive for his confidence. I'm going to give him a 7.5 as well. What was I going to say? Arteta, that was it. Arteta, solid performance. I don't think he made any wrong decisions. He had the game completely under wraps in the first half an hour of the game. That's a 10 out of 10 from me for Arteta. The referee, don't really mind the performance, if I'm honest. I feel like the referee had what's the word I'm looking for? He had a you know what, forget it. Don't worry about it. But overall, I would say it's a very average kind of game for the referee. I'm going to give the referee a 6. And the fans, they were a bit outsung today by Wigan. I could hear the Wigan fans for the vast majority of it. But I can't complain anything about the fans. I'm going to give them an 8. And that is my match review. Let me know what you think down below. Like, share, and comment. And please do subscribe. It really does help out the channel. And I will see you for the match preview for Wolverhampton Wanderers versus Arsenal. Goodbye for now.